Hi everyone, welcome to the session Target 100. As you know, every month on Saturday we are conducting Target 100 session from different experts from different fields like communication skills. Hello, am I audible? I think I'm audible.
Yes.
Like communication skills, health tips and everything, what is the use of nutrition, everything we are conducting. This week we have Raadha Gayathri Garu. She has been working with us from few of years, and I'm welcoming Raadha Gayathri Garu. Please welcome and share your content. We are waiting for you.
Thank you so much, Gayathri Garu. Hi, everyone. I hope I'm visible to everyone. Hi. My name is Raadha Gayathri, and I have been working with MulteArts for quite a long time, probably from the starting of this. Meanwhile, I have just paused for a few days, but still, I want to get back to the track. So, what exactly is my profession and what exactly is today's topic? I'm going to talk in a few moments. So basically, I'm an MBA graduate, and to be very frank, art and crafts are my passion. So how an MBA graduate became someone who teaches arts and crafts, and what exactly I have done. So after a few years, I have changed my career to fashion designing, and I learned so many things through these years, and how my hobby is today useful for me in fetching some money. To be very frank, yeah, it career wise growth, why I had to make a shift change and everything, we will let get through this during the course of my talk or speech. So basically today here we are talking about art and how art or crafts or anything that we're learning, how it is helpful to our career and growth, and why we have to choose art and what kind of people can choose art and grow in their career. So basically, there are two types of people who think logically and who think creatively. So when they think creatively, whatever the logical people say is that you're too creative, we don't understand you. Basically, this happens with a couple of my friends when they say that they're into software and all. So they keep on asking, I don't understand what art is and how you're going to fetch the money or how you're making a career in that. So there are people around you also saying these things for them, for those who have doubt on what exactly is art and what exactly is like being creative and how to begin a career in that. So basically, when people, most of you may know or may not know me, but I teach so many art forms. So when there is something called like art forms, there must be a career in that. Otherwise, just to make a rangoli is, this is the best example I can give. Earlier days, all our parents, grandparents, and all mothers, grandmothers, or aunts and cousins and all, they used to make rangoli. It's their hobby, basically. And these days, what's happening is people are making career out of rangoli. So earlier, mandala art was made by horoscope people, or basically it is used in pujas and all. And do you know how mandala art is right now very famous? And there is no end for creativity. So basically, people do hobbies and creative stuff for fun or just to relax. And if you have seen Instagram these days, once like recently after the Instagram and YouTube is very popular, uh, there is a very wide scope for us to make a career through the art or creative skills. Basically, I'm speaking about art as creative skills because when you go art and search for art, so basically you also find that language is art. There's something else also in art. So we also will learn what exactly is art and what exactly is today we learning. Art is basically an expression or application of the human creative skills and imagination. What exactly when you make a sculpture, Okay, when you see any like most of you might have seen Krishna or Ganapati. More, I mean, like on 31st we have Ganapati festival. So how is the sculpture made? They use mud, they use so many other products to make. Is it limited to mud? No. Is it limited to clay or anything else? No. Right now there's so many people using the creative skills, like they use grass, they use papers, they use right now, you know, plant Ganesha. So I mean, it is all art, it is all creativity, it is all like you're producing your works appreciated, like for its aesthetics, its beauty, and its emotional power. So basically the works these are produced are very creative and imaginative. So what are all the arts that are included? Basically, I might be a person who know drawing, who know painting, who know different kinds of art forms and all, but it is not limited to drawing. Art is not limited to drawing or painting or any creative art skills or something. um, Art is also into music, or art is also into literature, art is also into dance, various mudras or various bhangimas and various notes, paintings. I know, see, there is no limit for art. So how are you going to make a career throughout this art? There are people, when you're choosing your art form, when you're choosing your skill, when you're choosing, for me, I'm basically a person who is very versatile. I can't sit at one place and see. This is a problem with the creative people. When they create something, they create more things. They don't limit to themselves. So when I tried to come into Instagram, or when I tried to create something, I could not create an Instagram page, or I could not promote myself, just because I could not. Yeah, I could not create any Instagram page and make myself pro prominent, just because I can't limit myself to a particular art. So what I was, as a digital marketing person, when I approached them, they were telling you have to limit yourself to a particular thing when you are choosing a career. I couldn't make a limitation. So, but when you are trying to make any particular art form as your mm, career, so please be specific. First, suppose if you, what is very famous these days, makeup, nails, and paintings, sand painting, charcoal painting, and mandala art. So there's so many things. So if you want to choose one particular skill that you're very famous, if you have seen, they're using clay and they're making designs, and also with mirrors and all that work is also getting so famous these days. So basically there are different types of art forms and all. So you choose one career. Okay, you choose your own. When you're doing the particular thing, there is something called you enjoy, there's something called you create, there's something called you put your life in it. So think which exactly is your passion. So if you are very good at art and drawing, and if you are very interested in the kind of materials, or if you're interested in dress designing and all, go into fashion designing. You don't limit yourself to paint only. Okay, so, and for suppose if you're a housewife, okay, if you're a housewife and you wanted to go and design some dresses or not, don't limit yourself to dress designing itself, because you can't go out, work, and you make a career. So there is one more thing you can do: hand painted saris, hand painted dresses, hand painted blouses. So think, go and search n number of options that are available in the market. Go, please, Google, Pinterest, and please use all the apps. Make yourself comfortable with all the knowledge that is available. So, why and how is this creativity very important to you when you are an artist? So basically, when I'm saying that it is a creative skill, okay, when it is a creative skill, you have to be having some importance and all, to be very creative and all, right? So why it is very important? How exactly, when you're forming a career, or without forming a career also. Why these creative skills are very important? So basically, if you are a student, okay, not only in particular career, you don't need to make your hobby as a career, but in your career, how can you use creative skills? So just till now, I have used one example, like how to use your hobby or how to use your interest to make it a career. So now I'm shifting to the second point, how you have to use your creating skills in the career that you are currently doing. First, suppose you are a teacher. Okay, so how creatively you can explain the students what all you know, and how creatively you can just induce your thoughts in the mind of your kid. So this is one thing. But suppose you are a lawyer. Okay, how creatively you can think about the possibilities. There is a mind mapping. So mind mapping also is in art, like how well this person thinks. So when you are a creative person, you are psychologically and emotionally very strong and very intelligent. It is not like maybe your brain doesn't work as exactly as a code writer, as exactly as a very hard worker, what do you say exactly? As somebody who works very hard with the brains and all, but we liberate our brains, we make it free. So when you're into freedom, there's many things that come inside your brain. So there are no boundaries or no like in brainstorming sessions that happen into the software, they say think out of box. Creative people have this out of box thinking. So this out of box thinking, if your hobbies or if your interest is into arts and still you're working in a non-art or non-creative career, so you can even use your creativity into that and make your career you give your career a boost. So there are, let me now give you some examples of how your art and how your, what are all the things that you can work in. As today's topic is basically opportunities that are, opportunities that you get after you are learning some art forms or whatever it is. First, we'll learn about art therapy. Okay, first is art therapy. What is art therapy? Because you might have heard about music therapy, you might have heard about dance therapy. When you're emotionally not strong and when you have to deal with problems, it doesn't mean that it should be very great or it should be in a huge manner, or it should not, it is not only like it, if it is a too much a big one only you can create it. No, a little bit of tension, like you can't handle a small situation currently, then also art therapy is used. So doodling, music therapy, and paintings. So when you give conscious attempt on these things, you can become free and all. So every person doesn't have that art, or every person cannot make themselves free of tensions and all. They need to be a therapist. Okay, you can become an art therapist as a music therapist, or you can use a dance form for a therapy. You can use your drawing skills for therapy. You can make form batches of people. You can call them over. Basically, as my knowledge is into painting, drawing, and all, I will speak about that first, and you can do research if in case you like some other art forms. So basically, if I am a therapist and I have to choose to make the other person stress relieved, so what I do is I'll call a couple of people, make them sit at first, and then give a little bit of art classes and make them express, make them come out of their thoughts and everything in the form of art. So this is how art therapies happen. So when you start, you don't need to draw. You don't need to be an artist to become I mean, like relieved from pain and all. So this you have to communicate to your students. Okay, if I'm an art therapist and my student doesn't know anything about art, I just give them the colors, ask them to do, just put out their, whatever they know, whatever they can draw, or else coloring, small, minute coloring. I later when anybody is interested and can get back to me, I can also show you. There's some kinds of doodle books and all. You give them that books and make them sit at one place and then just color. You really don't understand the importance, but a person will definitely come out of the blocks. When you have mind blocks and you're tensed and you're doing this art therapy, definitely there is a 100% change and relaxation during this course. So there are art therapist courses and all. You can go through that also. Then you can, there's one more possibility, like the second opportunity is makeup artist. So if you are into makeup, if you like doing makeup and all, so if you are very creative and all, so you can become a makeup artist. See, makeup artist is basically what I have realized is basically you are using a human face as canvas, and you're creating a beauty. You're making an emotion come out, a particular situation where either it is a bride or it is a cocktail or it is for say a birthday party. You're making certain kind of situation as your background and making a person look perfect to that situation. That itself is an art. Okay, first suppose you can be a nail technician. So you can choose art and put it on the nails, and you can be a nail technician. These days, Urban Club and I tell you, I mean, many other institutions are also giving many trainings into hairstyling, makeup, nail arts, and these. If you have seen, what do you say? If you have seen so many advertisements in Naukri or in Indeed or anywhere, there is a dire need of technicians. Okay, so this kind of tattoo artist, you can become a tattoo artist, and but whenever you want to become something, please make sure either you take it a perfect course or something and make it as your career, or if you are doing it for like your hobby, just do it as a hobby. You have to be clear whether you want to be a technician, please do a proper course, or if you wanted to be doing it as a hobby and making a little bit of career out of it through YouTube, which doesn't harm anybody, or you're doing DIY tutorials or something, you can choose for yourself. But if you are planning to go as a career, make a proper decision, take proper course, get your perfection on it, and then only choose it as a career. Just like that, don't make it as your career. Okay? And the next one is web developer. So if you are choosing as a web developer, you are very good at designing, so you are very good at creativity, you know the in and out of a subject, you can understand it. So you can become a web developer, creative creative writing skills, and then content writers, and basically digital marketing. So these are all related to web and internet, and which you don't need to just draw or something. It is into creative art, and whatever the art forms that you know, whatever the knowledge that you have on the art, you can implement in these careers also. The next important thing is architecture and interior designing. After the fashion designing, I should have told you about interior designing. Interior designing doesn't limit only till designing your wardrobe, or that doesn't stop at your walls. Interior designing also provides where exactly is the location of one particular object to be placed at a particular place. So this also needs a creative skill, and this also needs imagination, way how the house looks if I just do this. Okay, out of all this, you keep everything aside, and after that, you can also become art and craft teachers. You can also become like, you can also teach it online. So there are many possibilities that you can do. And then it is printmaking. You have seen t-shirts, cap designs and all. It's a part of digital marketing, but necessarily not, you don't need to necessarily confine it to an this one, but you can also make it as a printing. You can tie up with some people, you say that I do this art and you do this. So these days it's very fashion that you choose celebrity in the as a part of digital marketing. There is something called you give gift hampers. So when you are sitting at home, you can't go out. These are the very beautiful possible options that you tie up with any gifting companies or any person who makes gift hampers. You can choose to be a housewife. You can choose to sit at home, or not a housewife, even if you're not married, but still, if you want to stay at home and then do something, you choose one of your best option. First, suppose you can make Tanjore paintings and sell them. Okay, choose one person or choose some organizations and tie up with them so that you can make some products and give them. Okay, very simple example. Let me show you. This is called a scrunchie. Okay, this is made of satin, and these days everybody is using satin scrunchies. But how many of you know why a satin scrunchie is made? Scrunchie is nothing but a rubber band. Okay, don't worry about it. So these scrunchies are used so that your hair doesn't fall or because of the rupture. Okay, so this in-depth knowledge of the current market and this in-depth knowledge of what is happening in the world is very important as a creative person to be at home or on spot or at office, whatever this career you wanted to choose. Only one thing is very important, and that is knowledge of present day. Along with your creative skill, you also need to have, if you want to make a career, what are the opportunities, or if you want to earn money with your skills, with your creative skills, with your arts, with your paintings or anything. I'll give you more options about it. You can do enamel work. When you want to look back at it, I'm just saying them very slowly so that you can choose one of these as your career options. Either you can do an internet marketing, or you can do Instagram pages, you can do YouTubes, you can either do sell it to vendors, as I said, or sell it online for yourself. These are all the options. So I'll just make some list of things that you can choose for yourself as an art form, and you can represent yourself in the market, choosing one of them. So drawing, painting, print marketing, sculptures, decorations, florist, um, and then nail art technician, glass paintings, glass art, interior designers. In interior designers, there are n number of art forms. Clay molding and lacquer work and metal work, mosaic work, photography, and what should I say? Tapestry, and there are Middle East work, and then Central Asian, Egyptian art forms. Indian art forms are like gond painting, Midila art. There's so many art forms. Just think options like what all are available: pottery, basketry, and these might look very simple. These might also look very big that you can't do. No, choose one option, make it best, learn for its best. May take a year, may take 6 months. Get a professional help if required. If it is okay, if you can learn from videos, you learn for yourself. But only one thing, if it is related to any person, like if it touches any person like makeup, hair, or anything, nails, or anything, or dress designing, if it is related to any person, emotionally, you have to learn it thoroughly through technical schools or anything. If it is something like out of your interest, for your knowledge, for just internet marketing, for YouTubes, and for just fun purpose or making money without any human interventions, you can also learn by yourself and do it by yourself. I hope I'm clear about so many options that are provided after the art. In future, I might also do a few more about it, but for now, and thank you so much for the opportunity that is given to me. I hope I'm helpful for all of you. And if you have any doubts, I'll give you 5 minutes so that you can ask me any questions. If I can answer, I'll definitely do. Gayathri Garu, you can give access to people who want to ask me anything.
I have given, ma'am. We can ask. You can unmute yourself and ask the doubts, or you can type in the chat box also.
Yeah. I hope I'm clear to everybody. I hope you enjoyed the session. If there is anything that you want to ask, also you can ask. Okay, how is this useful for a student? Definitely it is useful for the student, because students are people who have to use creative things in daily life. First, suppose they're doing homework, and as a Doodle teacher, I'll tell you. Anyways, technology is better on any Artforms. Okay. So as a student, you have to present yourself when you write exam, and when you are giving a creative form. So when you're as a student, definitely you need drawing. Definitely you need first, suppose if in 10th grade, if you have explain the parts of ear or explain the part of digestive system, you can't just draw whatever you want. Definitely it is useful. So this is technically. So if it has to attach emotional importance to the student, any student who can visualize what exactly is taught to him definitely can represent it better. First, suppose there is, why is an picture interpretation given in a textbook every time? Because when the picture interpretation is given in the textbook, the student will definitely see it, what is a test tube, how H2SO4 is put in the test tube, and what exactly is mixed, what color it is given. And these days, the creativity is gone to the next level, and YouTube videos are made. So in YouTube videos, what's exactly is happening? They're showing what exactly. But one thing is bad in that it is killing the creative emotion of the student. When you tell a story, or when you read an English non-detail, first suppose if you're reading any English non-detail, Hound of Baskerville. This is one of my favorite novel, or I don't know which class I studied in, but this is one of the non-detail in one of my classes. So when I read Hound of Baskerville, I imagine how exactly a dog is going into the woods and all that scenery is happening. So when you imagine anything, you can represent it outside. So the creative skills are very, very, very important. When a student is confident in drawing, you and most of my technicians, sorry, my co-teachers also here who are there, they also know that what is that I have invented in last few years. It is like doodles. So we also experimented with some students. We used to teach one subject in the form of doodles, content doodles. What we do is we take a content and we create one story out of that with doodles. And you already know that doodles are very simplest form of art, or basically very small drawings where you can represent. When the student can easily represent using the doodles, the student can remember forever in his mind. So when he is very confident, when he forgets a sentence also, definitely he remembers the doodle, what he has drawn already, and then he can represent. So this is only one example that I'm giving you here, but this is like, it is not an end. The student will get a confidence in which field he can choose. There are people who don't want to go into the mainstream like mathematics or science or anything. So where will they go? Is there any career end for them? No, there is they have that happiness, they have that freedom, they have that bharosa kind of thing. Okay, this is not an end, I can choose any of the career that I wish to. Recently I have met one of my cousins who was also saying that I don't want to study anything, I want to choose some career which doesn't require any studying. So does that mean that she has to end her career? No. She is choosing, and recently I found so many of the kids who are not studying by MPC, BPC, engineering, doctors. No, they're not going into it. They're doing MA literature. They're using French. Languages, learn languages, become interpreters. So this doesn't end up. So it's very beneficial and useful for the students. So there's one more question. It's asked as any basic knowledge required to learn any art forms. It is your creativity. It is one basic thing I actually wanted to say and I missed it. Creativity doesn't need a time period, prior knowledge, or anything that is like certificates or anything. So first, suppose I'll give you one example. If you are a dance student, you would better understand. If you are a music student also, you better understand. But for an art student, it would be difficult to understand. Like paintings and all, I'll tell you why. So basically, when you start learn dancing, it is not a school activity. It is not a school subject. I'm giving one example, only dance. It is not limited again. As I'm saying, it can be to any stream. So if while you're at 5 years, you're joining a school. While you're 5 years, you are joining an art school and like dance school, and you're finishing Arangetram at the age of 12, at the age of 16. By age of 16, we doesn't even complete 10th class, but we're giving performances. So that is the importance of creative skills. That is the importance of art forms. That is the beauty of art. A shoemaker's son earlier used to become a shoemaker only. It doesn't mean that he's a low caste or he's low person or something. That means that he has an ability to create what the art that he is followed by the parent, and he's able to use from the childhood. Whatever, see, I don't need physics, I don't need English, I don't need anything to represent myself in front of you when I know anything. Basically, if I know dance, I really, recently I saw Kapil Dev's interview, if you have seen. If I want to learn English, and cricket needs English, then why don't you hire a Britisher, or why don't you hire a person who know English? Let him speak English. I know better how to play. I will play cricket. So basically, art is also the same thing. You don't require any prior knowledge. It is your interest and it is your commitment towards learning. Any age, any time, any place, whatever you can do is only art. If you want to become a software engineer, you have to do the 16 years. You have to do whatever courses that have to be done. You have to waste all your time, but art doesn't need that. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. You don't need any basic knowledge. The basic knowledge that is required is your free hand, your free mind, and commitment towards learning. That's all. Any other questions? How to search jewelry designing opportunities? How to search is a difficult question. How to search your jewelry designing opportunities? Searching is a part that we have to do. Go to internet, go to places like Instagram, go to YouTube's, and you do just Google. You will find jewelry design opportunities are basically again a vast thing like interior designing and fashion designing. When you're doing it for yourself, as I said, you can do jewelry designing learning by yourself on basically there are many courses like Coursera, and there are many online courses that are going on. There is a list I can provide you later. So you can search a designing opportunity. But as I said, if you want to become a full-time earner into jewelry designing, then you have to learn it from a jewelry designing institution. Like for suppose NIFT, you have jewelry design in NIFT, and there are other institutions which will provide a permanent, like a beautiful career, complete transformation of your career into jewelry designing. As I said, one of the example is NIFT. Maybe I don't know, Institute of Designing. So this kind of thing in Bombay and all, there are courses they are providing online also. So you can search. That's okay. You can get it. I hope I'm clear on everything, and I will wish to end this session. If anything, is there 1 more minute?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for the session. And we
I
also,
hope I'm useful. Thank you so much.
yeah, very useful. And no one knows because sports know everyone, and but arts and it's you just don't know by anybody. So very nice information, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for the session from MulteArts.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we can wind up. Just give a thumbs up. I'm expecting from all. We can wind up. Okay, bye everyone, and yeah, thank you, ma'am. Good night. Good night,
Good
everybody.
night. Thank you so much.